Have you ever felt like your life is out of control? Have you ever looked in the mirror and realized the one sabotaging you is you? Today, I want to invite you on a deep dive into the ancient art of self-discipline. But listen carefully. This video isn't just another productivity lesson. It's a calling, an invitation for you to become what you were born to be, the master of yourself. The Stoics, Seneca, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius taught us that true freedom isn't about doing whatever you want, but about having the power to say no when you must. Self-discipline is the ability to govern yourself, like an emperor governs his empire, with firmness, with wisdom, and with serenity. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Think about this with me. How many times have you let momentary pleasure sabotage your plans? How many times has procrastination stopped you from doing what, deep down, you knew you needed to do? Self-discipline is not about being cold or insensitive. It's about having clarity about what is essential and moving towards it every single day, even when you don't feel motivated. Speaking of which, let's talk about motivation. Motivation is a fire that burns quickly. It's that spark that ignites, but soon fades with the winds of routine, fatigue, and frustration. The Stoic doesn't depend on motivation. He acts based on reason and purpose. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, 'I was made to act, not to rest.'" See? Self-discipline is what makes you get out of bed even when you don't feel like it. It's what makes you study when everyone else is having fun. Train when your body begs for rest. And most importantly, it's what makes you persist when so many have already given up. But how do you build this self-discipline? The Stoics believed it rests on three great pillars. First, clarity of values. Do you really know what you want? The Stoic defines his principles and lives according to them, not letting himself be swept away by emotions or other people's opinions. If you want health, you renounce excess. If you want wisdom, you study daily. Without clarity, there is no discipline. Second, mastery over emotions. The Stoics understood that we don't control the world, but we can always control our response to the world. When you feel anger, anxiety, laziness, self-discipline stops you from acting impulsively. You take a deep breath, reflect, and choose the virtuous path, not the easy one. Epictetus said, "It's not things that upset us, but our opinions about them." And the third pillar, constant practice. Self-discipline isn't something you either have or don't have. It's a habit you build, repetition after repetition, just like the Romans built their roads, stone by stone, with patience and precision. Self-discipline is the same, a path paved with each correct choice, no matter how small. Now, you might be asking, but doesn't self-discipline restrict me? Doesn't it limit me? And I answer you, it sounds paradoxical, doesn't it? How can following rules make you free? But think about it. The undisciplined person is a slave to their impulses, a slave to addiction, to laziness, to procrastination. But the one who cultivates self-discipline becomes free. Free to say no to what does not elevate them, free to build the life they desire, and not the one that chance or others would impose. Seneca said, "The greatest wealth is to need nothing." Self-discipline teaches you not to be a slave to useless desires and to find peace in simplicity and excellence. So, how do you start? How, from today, do you begin practicing self-discipline? Simple. Start small. Set a fixed time to wake up. Practice silence and reflection for 5 minutes a day. Organize your commitments. Say no to an invitation you know will distract you from your purpose. Self-discipline is born in these small acts, and, like a seed, it grows and strengthens over time. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Now, it's also important to talk about the cost and the reward of self-discipline. It requires sacrifice, renouncing immediate pleasure, taking responsibility for your own life. But the reward is immeasurable. When you look back and realize you moved forward, even when it seemed impossible, when you realize you've become reliable, strong, serene, you will understand it was all worth it. Self-discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. The Stoics didn't believe in a fixed destiny, but in a destiny shaped by character. Epictetus, a slave who became a master, said, "Don't seek for things to happen the way you want, but want them to happen as they do, and your life will go smoothly." Self-discipline prepares you to face the world as it is. It transforms you into a silent warrior who doesn't need to prove anything to anyone because he has already conquered himself. Now, I ask you, are you ready to take control of your life? Are you ready to be the master of yourself and not a slave to your impulses? If your answer is yes, leave it here in the comments. I choose self-discipline. If this video resonated with you, like the video. It really helps to spread this message. Subscribe to the channel for more content about Stoic philosophy, personal development, and inner strength. And share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Remember, you don't control everything, but you can always control yourself. Until the next video, and practice virtue every day.